Hello, my name is Larry and I'd like to welcome you to Ask an Optician. So who the heck am I? Well, I am a dispensing optician in Salt Lake City. I have been a dispensing optician for a few years. I am not a master optician, although I aspire. Where I work is independently owned. We are not a part of a big box. We've been in our current location for about 25 years, but it is a family-owned entity, which is something that I consider to be a privilege. So, why should you ask an optician? For those of you that have been wearing glasses for the majority of your lives, you already know the answer to that question. For a number of you, you're just coming into the need to have some manner of corrective lens, predominantly in the early to mid-40s, although some don't experience it till much later. But our eyes essentially lose the ability to focus closely, and it's because of the physiological structure of the visual system and the aging process. So at a point, folks need readers, at the very least. For myself, my background is thus. I worked many, many years backstage in theater. For much of that, I was running shows, pulling ropes when scenery and set pieces came in and out, placing properties around the stage for actors, resetting the stage pieces. So I did that for almost 30 years. And in the course of that, when running shows, typically backstage will be in blue light with no white light. And I like to read, and I would read in those conditions. I had never needed glasses, but over the course of time, at that close range, without properly allowing my visual system to rest, to focus at longer distances, I actually increased my propensity to be myopic. Myopic is when you are nearsighted. I can see without my glasses perfectly well up to about my fingertips, and then it starts to get blurry. I can see all right enough to drive, but really it's best if I wear glasses. There are those who can see just fine at distance, but need all the help they can get close. Again, toward the middle part of our existence, we're going to need some kind of corrective lens. For those of us that are in either workplaces or study instances where we're not giving our eyes time to properly rest, we can enhance the probability that we will become myopic, even if we didn't need any manner of corrective lens for the beginnings of our lives. I did not during school, during undergraduate, at any point, until the point when I looked across the room and I couldn't quite make out the features of a clock face that I'd been looking at for a few years. I went and got my eyes tested. I am chagrined, but from the age of 18 to about the age of 43, I don't think that I had ever gone for some kind of eye exam. And that's bad practice. I think everyone, regardless of age, should go in. You don't have to go every year unless you need to go every year, and you'll know. But every other year, every third year at the very least. Goodness gracious. You should have your visual system checked. Even if you don't need corrective lenses, it's good to have some kind of check on what's happening back there. Like I said, about the age of 43-ish, I couldn't make out a clock face and went and got my eyes tested, and I actually had likely needed some manner of corrective lens for a length of time. Not the entirety of my life, mind you, but certainly the last 10 years, probably 5 to 10 years prior to my having gotten them. I should have had something. It really was delightful going from some manner of impressionist painting to a hyperreal or photograph. At any rate, such is life. I fell in love with the fact that you can take a piece of plastic, grind it properly, and match it to someone's correction and give them the ability to see. You can put them into some kind of receptacle frame to give someone a new look, affordable fashion for the face, as it were. I would warrant that it is an eye care professional that you should be going to go see. Even as an optician, there are what are called the 3 O's, and we're going to get into that. Opticians, which is what I am. I am not a medical doctor. I am not a medical professional. And as such, if you need or seek the advice of a medical professional, please do so locally, in person, with an MD or an OD after their name, or someone who is working toward either of those degrees, or whom has the technical certification to be working in their offices. That being said, I am an optician. Those doctors would be an ophthalmologist, those whom have the MD after their name, and optometrist, and they have the OD. And we're going to get into that. We're also going to get into materials, how to read and gauge your prescription, the differences between plus and minus cylinder. That is not going to mean anything to you until I explain it. For those of you that don't already know, you could quite possibly be looking at the same prescription when written differently, plus or minus cylinder. It looks quite different and can be off-putting. So that is another reason why you would want to go see your local optician. Nothing surpasses the ability to sit down with a professional, ask your questions face to face, and come together with either resolution or at least point you in the next direction you need to follow in order to find the answers you seek. I am hoping that here at Ask an Optician we're going to be some manner of stopgap with generalized information. Again, this, and I believe I've said it in the others, and I'll probably say it in every one of them, who knows. Nothing beats, like I just said, sitting down with an eye care professional, in this case an optician, to discuss the things that you wouldn't necessarily have opportunity to ask or to broach with your doctor or their staff, or if you've thought of something afterward and it's going to take 2 months to get in, it's quite possible that although your local optician is not going to have the exact answer, they will likely have been asked the question previously, or they will know someone whom they can then query, and together troubleshooting can be done collectively. Ideally, your opticians should be part of your community. For those of you that wear glasses, for those of you that don't, you should be protecting your eyes when you're out in the sun, when you're playing on the water, on the snow. You should be protecting your eyes when you're spending exponential amounts of time in front of a computer or on some manner of device, be that a computer or a tablet or however that is that you find yourself on said device. For every 20 minutes that you are focused closely, you should take 20 seconds and focus approximately 20 feet away. What that does is it gives your eyes rest from the close, because your eyes physically are converging so that the lenses can focus on what it is that you're looking at closely. They relax to focus on far distances, and that's why you should take the time. I did not. I didn't know. And I read some good books in very dim blue light. And I would hope that you don't do the same. Take care of your eyes. Wash your glasses, for those of you that are wearing them. Wash your sunglasses. Find your local optician. There will be more. This is going to be weekly. This will be on Mondays. There will be a live component at a point. And if you have any questions, please ask. Look forward to it. Thank you very much for tuning in. Take care, be well, and thank you.